Therese Trempe
was the name her parents gave her. But growing up, I only knew her as Aunt Teddie. Many years later, I learned that she was born in Montreal, Canada, in 1910. You may or may not recognize her face from a previous video. The Fava Family in Little Italy. In either case, it is my privilege to share the rest of her story. After her parents died at an early age, Therese was shuffled between different relatives in or around Montreal. And by 1925, she was living with her sister Mercedes at 97 East 7th Street in Manhattan. In a recent conversation, her son Paul Fava shared some details of her career in the Big Apple.
My mom was a very talented woman. She became a dance instructor for a very large dance studio and always used to compete against other dance studios, one of which was Arthur Murray. She had an additional side job. She was a model for two of the major department stores. One was Bloomingdale's and the other one was Saks. She did a lot of leg modeling too, and she used to model stockings a lot.
In 1929, Therese married Antonio Fava, my Uncle Tony, who was born to Michele and Santa Fava in 1907. When Michele died unexpectedly in 1916, his oldest son, the 9-year-old Antonio, grew up fast.
In the winter, he worked on a coal truck which delivered coal to the tenements. And in the summertime, he worked on an ice truck which delivered blocks of ice. Back then, there was no such thing as electric refrigerators. Everyone had ice boxes. It wasn't an easy thing, and he had to give up his schooling in order to support the family.
Having faced such grim realities in Manhattan, it is no surprise that Uncle Tony and Aunt Teddie settled into an apartment house at 941 Leggett Avenue in the Bronx in 1930. They deeply appreciated the fresh air, open space, and beautiful parks of their new borough. One can see the elan of the young newlyweds and a mutual fondness for fashion and fun in photos from the first year of their marriage. They were blessed with two wonderful children, Michael and Paul Fava. In or around 1945, they moved into an apartment at 2126 Continental Avenue in the Bronx, where the little darlings continued their schooling at PS 71. And in 1957, Uncle Tony purchased a house at 3257 Lucerne Street near Pelham Bay Park. This map shows their migration through the Bronx. When his family moved to Lucerne Street, Paul was overseas serving his country. He soon learned that tragedy had again struck the family. Uncle Angelo, also known as Uncle Julie, who had suffered a traumatic brain injury as an infant, passed away at Columbus Hospital on East 20th Street. This grieved Paul because of their close relationship.
Uncle Julie was a sweet man. He had a disability, but he loved to hang out with us younger children. We enjoyed him. He used to play with us, and he was always a very happy fellow. Never saw him sad or angry. And I always remembered him with his warm smile on his face.
Although I never had the chance to know Uncle Julie, I often visited Uncle Tony and Aunt Teddie because they lived near my own parents and were so welcoming and sociable. Uncle Tony liked to fish in the Long Island Sound, and he would take us for rides in his boat. Aunt Teddie would use her fine culinary skills to prepare the catch for us. And I still treat guests to one of the recipes she taught me: skillet cod with vegetables. In 1973, they moved to 3330 Country Club Road and celebrated their 50th anniversary in 1979. Uncle Tony passed away in 1990 and Aunt Teddie in 2000, leaving us with heavy hearts, but many happy memories. Requiescant in pace. Amen.